Alright, starting off first with the 1939 Jefferson Nickel. So on your 1939 nickels, you want to go to the reverse of the coin and put them underneath the microscope and look for doubling on the lettering. Very, very visible doubling on this coin here. Now this coin is in excellent condition as well. It is graded by PCGS at a mint state 67 with full steps. Now this coin ended up selling at auction for over $20,000. For 5 cents, $20,000. Super rare to have it, in this condition with that doubling on the reverse of the coin. Now, as we move on to another 1939 Jefferson Nickel, this is the same case. It has the doubling on the reverse of the coin. However, it's in a much lower grade, so it means it's not in as good as condition as the first coin we just looked at. This coin only sold for around $215. Not only, I mean, 200 bucks is a lot for a nickel, but you compare that to $20,000, that is a big difference in value based on the condition of the coin. Now let's move on here to a 1942 D mint mark. So on these coins, you want to look for the D mint mark to the right of the building there. You want to zoom in and see if you have this, a D over a horizontal D, or NGC will grade it as a D over an inverted D. This coin has that D over the horizontal D, graded by PCGS at a mint state 66. This coin ended up selling for over $31,000 at auction. Super, super rare coin there. So here is the coin to compare it to, the 1942 D with the D over the horizontal D. However, it's got a much lower grade. It's graded at an AU 53 in comparison to a mint state 66. And that's why this nickel sold for $270 and not $31,000. Now as we move on here to a 1943 P mint mark Jefferson nickel. Now this is going to be 35% silver. So if you find a nickel with a mint mark above the building, the large mint mark there, a P, D, or S, that means your coin is 35% silver, because they only put those mint marks on the silver wartime nickels. Now this is got a very rare mint error. So it's got a 3 of the 1943 date over the 2. So here's an example of that. You can see the 2 there underneath the 3. And this coin ended up selling at auction for over $16,000 because of that and because of its condition / grade. Now if we compare it to this coin here, this is probably what most of our silver wartime nickels look like. They're probably in this condition. It's graded by PCGS at a AU 58. It does have the 3 over the 2. It is the P mint mark, just like the last coin. However, this coin sold for around $315 at auction, as opposed to $16,000, all because of its condition is a lot worse than the other example. So keep that in mind. Grade is extremely important. Now here is a 1946 D over a horizontal D, or an inverted D. So similar to the other nickel that we looked at. Here's an example of that underneath the coin microscope. Now this is graded by NGC at an AU 55. And this coin ended up selling for around $165 at auction. Again, had this been a much higher grade, it could have sold for a lot more money. Now here is a 1949 Jefferson nickel that is in very good condition, graded by PCGS at a mint state 67, so very, very nice grade for a coin like this, and it has a D over an S mint mark. So here's an example of what that looks like. If you guys want to pause the screen, feel free to do so. That way you can look at the image longer. You see the S underneath the D mint mark there. Look for that with your coin microscopes. So this coin ended up selling at auction for over $32,000 because of the D over the S and because of its mint state 67 grade. Now here is a proof set from 1971. Now we don't really think much about proof sets, They sell for, not a lot of money. 10, 20 bucks, 7 bucks, 8 bucks, 30 bucks here and there, But this proof set sold for over $700. Now why would this proof set sell for that much money? Well, it's because that 1971 Jefferson nickel there is supposed to have an S mint mark, and it is missing the S mint mark. So always be on the lookout for that in your proof sets. those coins are supposed to have that S mint mark there. So Jefferson Nickel, no S mint mark, $700 for that set, all because of that nickel there. Now here is a nickel from 2000. Now this is the P mint mark. It was struck with 2 obverse dies. Very famous coin here that sold for over $20,000. Here's one side of the coin. Here's the other side of the coin. You do not have a reverse design on this because it was struck with 2 obverse dies. So this coin, like I say, over $20,000, graded by PCGS at a mint state 65. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Feel free to check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.